What's going on, everybody? Today we are talking about Milwaukee's brand new sander. This is their M12 platform. They make two different versions of this. This is the 3/16, so a little bit more aggressive than the other, which is 3/32, and that's all about the stroke of this sanding pad. The 3/16 is the one that's more aggressive. So I bought this because these are kind of marketed toward the automotive industry. I'm a cabinet builder, remodeler, so I got the 3/16 because I felt like that's going to do me a little bit better. As far as what I'm doing is sanding cabinet doors, sanding cabinet boxes, wood countertop, stuff like that. What I have to compare this to is like the cordless DeWalt one. The one I mainly use in the shop is this Festool. It's the ETS EC 125. Both of these are 5-inch. Both versions of this from Milwaukee are 6-inch. So I can tell you right off the bat, if you are looking for this sander to be your primary sander, I think you're going to be a little disappointed. It is a nice sander. It's in that $350 range, which I feel like is a little pricey for what this is. And so again, if you're wanting to ditch the rest of these things, ditch all the corded things, and just use this one sander, I think it'll leave you missing a little something. For example, this is turned wide open. We'll hear it sand. Okay. Doesn't sound very aggressive, right? You can probably hear that. Compare that to this is Milwaukee. Not Milwaukee. This is DeWalt's sander. This is wide open. So you can hear that. Very big difference there. This is the primary one I use. Very similar to the DeWalt as far as how much it's taken off. And again, that's wide open. We'll turn it all the way down. I'm not sure what you would use this for, but that was my biggest issue when I started to sand with it. This is 80 grit sandpaper, Festool sandpaper. It really felt like it wasn't removing that much material, which was disappointing because this is the most aggressive version of this that they have. Another thing about the sanding disc, I'll peel this thing off. They didn't sell any sandpaper where I bought this at, which was Northern Tool. So I ended up going to Sherwin-Williams and bought some Festool paper. I really didn't want to do that, but I wanted to try this thing out, check out the dust collection. That's the holes for the dust collection. You would assume the amount of holes on this thing that some of these holes were going to line up with this. just the sheer amount. If there were any more holes on this thing, I don't even think it would be sandpaper anymore. I don't know. I don't know why there's so many holes on this thing, but they do not. Like, there is no way you can orient this thing to make this work. Like, it just, you can kind of like offset it a little bit. You can get like one hole to line up, but that's really it. Easy. There's another little thing there. You can't lay it flat to put the paper on without turning it off. But as far as comfort goes, I've always liked these handles. I had a Merca sander for a time, but this is comfortable for me to sand with. I'll give you a con about this thing, and it's the battery, pulling the battery out. I'm not weak, okay? But this sucker is in there. Like, it is in there. It's in there, so it's so tight. It's silly. Okay, got it out. What makes it so tight? Is it the battery? No. Look inside here. You can see these little 3 black strips. They're on the top and the bottom. They're rubber, and they grip the top and the bottom of this thing. And I'm assuming that it is just to keep this thing from vibrating, I guess. And so there is no play in this battery at all. Like the DeWalt one, you can kind of, it's hard to tell. Like the DeWalt one has a little bit of play to it, nothing crazy, but there is no flex, no nothing inside of that. It's just aggravating when you're trying to pull this thing off. So didn't have to strain as much that time. So a workaround for this, and I've sprayed some of it in here. I'm sure there's something better, but I took some WD-40, sprayed it on my finger, and just rubbed these rubber strips, and it definitely made a difference. But it's like, you got to do this all the time. Like, it's not like you do it a couple times and you're good. Okay. You know, it's an improvement. It's 100% an improvement, but it's still, you know, it's better. But it doesn't last, you know, it doesn't last forever. But anyway, there's a workaround for that. If you get this and you struggle like I do, that'll help. What else? Dust collection. Haven't been able to test it because of that. This piece here comes with it. You just put 2 screws in there. It comes with the Allen key to do that with it. To remove the pad, it comes with 2 pads. One's like a sticky back pad. This one is the hook and loop. Really easy. Let's see here. There's this little thing. Press down. That disengages this, and you just pull it towards you. There's a little arrow right there that shows which direction to pull. Once you do that, this thing is locked in place, and then you can just spin it off. So, super easy. I have thought, what if I drilled holes in this thing? But I'm just gonna get sandpaper that works. So that's that. I don't know if I said anything about the price. This was I want to say this was $329. Something says maybe it was $359. I can't remember. It's in that ballpark there. What else? I think we're at the end of this. The on-off, like, so that nothing works. You do that, and then it'll tell you how many. Tell me what your battery life is right there. It advertises you can sand 2 or 3 doors, like car doors. What I've been sanding is cabinet doors, which are, you know, like that, some a little bit bigger. I was able to sand the majority of them. The problem is not really, will the battery last long enough to sand everything? It's so not aggressive. It seems like it takes a long time. I think I went through, I did 4, 5, 6. I think I did 6 doors. They were like drawer fronts, so they weren't big. I think I went through like a battery and a half to sand that, which was kind of, to me, was kind of crazy. But that is my review. If you have any questions, feel free to comment. I think I've covered everything about this. So, also, find me on Instagram and follow me for more fantastic reviews like this one. Appreciate y'all watching. Have an awesome day.